Hey, what's up, YouTube? This little video is got some problems with my motor, and I need some help. Running out of ideas here. Basically, what happened to our motor was I was outside one day tuning it a couple weeks ago, and some car drove by, and he had a system on, and when he drove by, my car just over revved. I thought it was my radio battery was dying, but it wasn't. But it was revving out like crazy for like 5 seconds, and I immediately put my hand over the exhaust, killed the motor right away. Looked at my remote, see if it was the batteries, and it wasn't. So it was most likely the guy that was driving by with his car system banging, and maybe the some type of frequency inside his radio or his amp, it set off my car receiver. So that's a story with that. Basically, after that, I tried starting it. Car didn't want to stop. Figured out, hey, maybe it's a glow plug. So I changed the glow plug. That didn't work. So now I'm starting to really think, what the hell's going on here? So I brought it inside. Excuse me. I brought it inside, popped the head off, looked underneath it to see what it looked like. Everything seemed to be fine. Checked out the piston. Piston looked good. Compression was still there. Still had a lot of compression. Checked out the sleeve cylinder walls. That turned to be fine. So now I'm scratching my head trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. So what I did, reset the cob to its original settings just for the hell of it. That didn't work. Then somebody told me to add fuel inside the cob instead of trying to prime it, and that worked for them. That didn't work. And I checked the clutch shoes, see if those were binding or anything. That wasn't a problem. Springs are fine. So my next step was, alright, I'm just going to tear apart this motor and see what I can find in there. And looked inside. I noticed it was really, really, really green. And, the crank was kind of full of rust. Had like a glaze of rust on there. Car was sitting for quite some months, maybe 6 months or whatever. Cleaned it all out. I had in my little general little white wheel and shit. Thing worked out great. As you can see, it's pretty clean. I lubed it up with some Team Losey oil. Same thing for the inside of the shaft where the fuel rides in. Cleaned that all up, because that was all. It was all full of like rust and shit. So it wasn't all. I guarantee the gas wasn't flowing pretty smooth. So if that was the problem, if it was having some type of fuel problem after it over revved like crazy, I don't know. Just trying to get some guesses here. Same thing with the starter shaft. Clean this baby all up, and clean the inside of the walls inside the motor, or the indentation where the fuel rides up and gets fed into the piston. Clean that all up. So the motor inside looks pretty clean now. It almost looks like it's brand new, and it's never been started. So I'm gonna try that out, and hopefully things turn to be fine and the car starts up. Hopefully it was a fuel type of problem. I don't know. I'm hoping it is. So if any guys out there got any ideas of what it is, it could be since it overrevved like crazy for like that 5 seconds, that maybe that just in that 5 seconds of time, it could have worn a cylinder out. And I remember when I was a kid, I had a Team Losey GTX, and I think I might have had the same type of problem, but my car just never, it didn't over rev. It just didn't want to start one day. And a guy down at CNC Hobby, guy Charlie, he was the hobby shop owner over there, and he told me it was a piston and sleeve. I needed to be changed. Sure enough, he was right, and my truck did start. So maybe it's that, since the car didn't revved way too high for 5 seconds. I don't know. But if you guys got any ideas, please let me know. And you guys got ever ran that it's like after run oil or something like that, and people say it's good for your motor if you're having problems with it, and if you can't get it to start, to put that after oil in there. It's supposed to start it up. So if you guys ever use that stuff, please leave a comment below and let me know how it works for you, and maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll run down to the hardware store and go grab that. But yeah, guys, I'll definitely let you know how I made out, and I've been watching a lot of videos. Maybe this can help you out too if you're having the same starting problems as me. There's a long list of clutch shoe springs, glow plugs, cob problems, a couple of those stupid little problems. But you can just add this to the little list, and when I figure out what the problem is, like I said, I'll post it up there and I'll let you guys know what the problem was. So, but you ever had this problem? Like I said, you can make that list and go from there. So I appreciate you guys watching, and please write some comments. If you guys got any great ideas or whatever, just let me know. I'll gratefully appreciate that. And thanks for watching, guys.